All right, you've probably heard of workers' comp before, but what does it mean and who does it cover?
Attorney Brooke Goff, the founder of Goff Law, is joining us now to talk a little bit more about it. And if you've never used it before, you're probably just thinking, oh, what is that? Or am I entitled to it?
Most people don't understand that workers' compensation is there for the worker. So they think they're suing their employer. They're not. It's a system that's created so people, if they're hurt at work, can put in a claim and get compensated for their lost time in medicals.
But it's like you just said, though, like some people feel guilty. It's...
They do. I have not been able to figure this out since I've been doing it. This is in place. Employers like myself, we have insurance to cover for this. I mean, if one of my employees gets hurt as a result of something they're doing at work, whether they're, delivering a package somewhere and get in a car accident or whatever the case might be, I want them protected. I want them to get medical care. Why? Because I want to get them back to work, right? I mean, good employees are hard to find, and, especially during the pandemic. I mean, it's tough. A lot of people feel like there's going to be backlash or whatever the case might be. I've done thousands of these cases. I've maybe seen it 2, maybe 3 times. And I tell people, well, if your employer is willing to do some sort of backlash, do you really want to work there? You see somebody's true colors, I suppose.
So who really is eligible for workman's comp?
Workers that are, I tell people, if you're W-2, then you're an employee, and therefore you're eligible for workers' compensation, okay? So again, whether you're negligent or you're not negligent, you can collect. So if you, I hate using the example on TV for you guys, but let's say one of you guys are walking off the stage and just trip over your own feet and fall. You would have a comp claim. One would think, wait, but it was my fault. Well, workers' compensation is in place regardless of fault, okay? If you were reckless and you got in a fight with somebody because you created the fight, right? Well, workers' comp's not gonna come in and help you there. But we see so few of that, of those types of cases.
So how do you go about filing a claim? How does that happen?
You have to file a Form 30C. You have to send it certified to your employer and the workers' compensation district, either where you live or where you're injured, right? I always recommend where you live, because if you end up not being able to go back to work, you don't want to be traveling, to 50 miles for a hearing down the road, right? So you have to file the 30C. You get a year. I always recommend people file it within 30 days. Super important. Okay. And then you always should file your 1A form as well. That's how we confirm what your wages are going to be. You don't want people owing you money, and you don't want to owe people money because there's an overpayment. So those 2 documents are the key documents you really have to get out in those first 30 days to make sure you preserve your claim.
So how serious does your injury have to be to maybe have someone like you help?
So that's a great question. I don't discriminate based on case size, okay? Many attorneys, unfortunately, that do what I do. I think you take the good and you take the not so great, right? You can't look at these cases as dollars and cents. You can't. Somebody's injured at work, whether it's a hand, whether it's a leg, whether it's a back, whether it's a head. Attorneys should not discriminate as to which of those cases they want based on, okay, how much money can I make from this one and how much can I make from this one? And I'll tell you, the most difficult cases are usually those smaller cases. Hey, look, 3 of my fingers, I got cut off, in a machine of some sort. I make $150 a week. An attorney might make on that file, I don't know, maybe $3,000 to $6,000 in a fee, right? But they need lawyers too. And if you want to do the big multi-million-dollar cases, which we have lots of, then you need to do the smaller ones as well, because there's no such thing as a small case. People can't, it doesn't make the system any easier if the injury's small. Somebody needs to help these people, and that's what we do.
All right, I want to just go back because I would feel that if I created the accident, as you
said, most people do.
A trip, I wouldn't be entitled to a claim, but you say that that's not the case.
That's right. Fault does not come in. If you're in a car accident, if you, are driving for work, doing something, going to one of these sites, covering the snowstorm and going somewhere, and it's your fault, one car accident, you just slide off the road and hit a telephone pole, whatever the case might be, you can still collect comp as long as you're working. It's a regardless of fault system.
Do you tell your human resource department, I'm going to go file a claim? Or?
Oh, that's a great question, I have to tell you. Always report it to your employer, all right? And report it right away. Whether you have HR, some people don't have that luxury, some people just have a boss, whatever. It's not fair that you don't tell the employer right away. That employer should be able to investigate what happened and notify their insurance. If you want to make sure you get paid out of the gate, you need to report it exactly what happened, because you want the insurance company to be in the know and aware, so that when you go in and you're trying to collect your wages and your medicals, there's already a claim set up. This isn't cat and mouse. People treat it like that all the time. They're like, okay, well, I'll tell my employer. I don't get why. That starts with the first report. Those first 30 days are key. And if you don't give your employer adequate time to open a claim, you'll have trouble.
You want to get some more information about this, you can visit gofflawgroup.com. www.greatdayconnecticut.net. But yeah, absolutely. Take care of yourself.
I'm so glad because Kara's a little bit of a klutz. Just wanna be sure. Thanks, Brooke. We appreciate it.
Now you know. All right. Thanks for being with us from Great Day Connecticut. Eyewitness News at 4 is coming up right after this.
I'm joking. Have a great day, everybody.